If you are seen only when suffering, when soaked to the bone in a world that never knew your name, then yes, you are ready for this lesson. Welcome back, children of the uncanny. Before we get started, just a gentle reminder that Fright School students are never graded, but the games, they are. Tonight's subject is a ghost story, a gentle tragedy, a playable poem written in mist and melancholy. Released quietly in 2013 on PlayStation 3, Rain does not scream for attention. It weeps, it drips, it hums beneath the breath of the world, but don't mistake its subtlety for softness. This is horror, not in blood, but in absence. Let us open our umbrellas and begin the examination. Every horror game that earns a seat in Fright School must begin with a location, not a backdrop, but a character, a place with secrets in its wall and intentions in its staircases. In Rain, the city itself is the protagonist's true adversary, a city hidden beneath a veil of rain, where the streets are saturated not just with water, but with memory. The world feels empty yet suffocating, as though you've wandered into a forgotten dream, where only fragments of life remain. The boy, invisible and soaked through, is the only thing moving through it. But it's not just the city that he interacts with, it is the rain itself. The rain in Rain is not a passive element. It is alive, omnipresent. The boy's very existence is shaped by it, hidden within its shimmering veil. And yet, it does not protect him. It merely exists like the heavy quiet in a room before a storm. The rain is a constant, a reminder of what is lost, and a barrier between the boy and the world. Every corner turned, every step taken, is met with the same oppressive downpour. It isolates him just as it isolates you, the player. You do not belong in this world. You are an intruder, as invisible to the creatures lurking in the darkness as you are to the world itself. It's a quiet, patient horror, the kind that never forces you to confront it directly, but waits. Always waiting. As the rain falls, the dread accumulates, settling into your bones with each droplet. And this city, this hauntingly beautiful, drenched world, is not just a setting. It is an extension of the boy's own soul, desperate, longing, trapped in the silent echo of the rain. Now, class, prepare your notes. Let us open the chest cavity of this tale and inspect the organs of story. Rain begins in a simple, almost whimsical way. A boy, lost in the downpour, searching for a girl. But beneath this simple narrative lies a deeper, more unsettling theme. The boy, invisible to the world, is both a victim and a reflection of the emptiness around him. He is seen only in the moments when his suffering is most profound, when he is drenched, isolated, alone. The story unfolds not with bombastic twists or overwhelming narrative expositions, but with delicate, deliberate pacing. The boy's journey is an intimate one, as he traverses through a world that barely acknowledges his existence. His pursuit of the girl, who remains just beyond his reach, becomes more of an exploration of his own despair, a search for something, anything, that might offer meaning in this deserted, desolate city. It is not just about the girl, as the plot might suggest, but about the boy finding himself in a place where identity is fleeting and all connections are ephemeral. What is this boy searching for? Is it redemption? Companionship? Or is he merely chasing the ghost of a lost soul, a reflection of his own loneliness. The narrative is sparse, minimalistic in its approach, allowing the player to fill in the blanks. It is not a story of grand victories, of earth-shattering revelations. It is quiet, a persistent reminder that sometimes the greatest tragedies are those we cannot understand, and sometimes the greatest horrors are not monsters, but the emptiness between us all. Though the plot is haunting, it sometimes flounders in its simplicity. The lack of dialogue means the player must interpret everything through the boy's eyes and the environment he inhabits, which can feel frustrating when clarity is needed. However, the raw emotional core of the story shines through the moments of silence, the quiet footsteps that echo in the distance, and the subtle yet powerful yearning that the boy carries with him. At Fright School, we do not issue participation grades. To survive this exam, you will suffer. You will think. You will curse inventory limits aloud in the dark. Rain offers no traditional combat. The protagonist, a nameless boy, has no weapons, no abilities, and no defenses. His only advantage lies in his invisibility. The rain conceals him, rendering him unseen by most of the hostile creatures that lurk in the shadows. But invisibility is a curse, not a gift. While it does protect the boy, it also distances him from the world around him, just as it isolates you, the player. There is a quiet, haunting tension in knowing that the boy is there, but unseen, slipping past dangers only through the mercy of the rain. The core mechanic revolves around stealth and evasion, not action. The boy's challenge is not to fight, but to survive by remaining unseen. The rain is his cover, but it is also his prison. He is vulnerable to the things that hunt him, creatures that seem as if they have been sculpted from nightmares, their forms more suggestion than shown. The puzzles in Rain are simple yet effective. They are not complex or overly challenging, but they carry weight. Each puzzle forces the boy to interact with the environment in creative ways, activating switches, finding hidden paths, moving carefully through areas that may hold more danger. The puzzles serve to keep the player engaged, and they are always tied to the emotional undercurrent of the game, whether it's saving a girl from danger or simply finding a safe place to rest. But these puzzles, while effective, often play on a sense of vulnerability. There is no rush. There is no overwhelming sense of power. In Rain, you are not the hero. You are simply a child searching for meaning in a city that no longer remembers how to offer hope. The mechanics in Rain are simple by design. There is no combat, no skill tree to unlock. Instead, everything hinges on movement, observation, and evasion. It is a deliberate choice to keep the player rooted in a state of fragility. And it works because fear, after all, is not always found in the things you face. Sometimes it's found in the things you avoid. Sound in Rain is not a background element. It is the lifeblood of the experience. The rain falls incessantly, each droplet creating a rhythmic pulse that keeps you grounded in the world. The constant patter is soothing, but beneath it lies an ever-present tension, a subtle discord that never lets you forget the desolate, unwelcoming world you're wandering through. There are no grand musical scores to signal the emotional beats of the game. Instead, the sound design relies on the natural sounds of the environment. The soft footsteps of the boy, the distant growl of creatures hidden in the dark, and of course, the rain. This minimalistic approach to sound design allows the player to immerse themselves in the world, to feel every step as the boy moves through the soaked streets, to hear the faintest sound of movement and activity, all while the rain continuously falls, drenching everything in its wake. And when the sound shifts, it does so with purpose. When the boy encounters danger, the sound swells with the tension of approaching threat. But just as quickly, it retreats, leaving the player alone once more with the steady rhythmic pulse of the rain. The silence between these moments is where fear resides. There are no bombastic musical cues or orchestral stings to signal fear. Instead, rain leans into the discomfort of isolation, using sound to create a space that feels too empty, too vast. The rain is the constant reminder that you are alone in this world, and you are always on the verge of losing everything. Fear, my students, does not always come with a roar. Sometimes it arrives on soft feet, barely making a sound. In rain, the fear is not immediate. It is quiet, insidious. The creatures that lurk in the city are not numerous. They are not everywhere, but they are there, just beneath the surface, waiting for a mistake. They do not overwhelm you. Instead, they observe you, moving through the city's corners and alleys, reacting to the boy's presence in subtle ways. But perhaps the real terror in rain is the isolation. The boy is a child, alone in a vast, empty city pursued by strange creatures and obscured by a rainstorm that seems to block him from the world. The fear is not that something will come for him, but that he will never be seen, never be known. It is a fear of invisibility, of being swallowed by the world without leaving a single trace. This is the true horror of rain, the quiet terror that comes from being unimportant, unnoticed, and lost. It is a haunting reminder of the fragility of existence and the fleeting nature of connection. Rain is a delicate, emotional experience. It is not a game built for sequels. It is a story that stands on its own, a quiet, somber tale with no need for continuation. But its emotional resonance is undeniable. There is something in rain that lingers, something that stays with you long after the game has ended. As with any great story of the uncanny, the question remains, when the rain stops, what will be left? Rain is a fragile dream half remembered, a story told in footfalls and echoes, seen only when it aches the most. It is not perfect. Its mechanics are gentle, its puzzles meager, but to judge it by weight alone would be to miss its shape entirely. This is not a game that claws or screams. It doesn't chase you with bloodied hands. It walks beside you, in silence, invisible, until you dare to believe you are not alone. Its narrative, simple yet sorrowful, is a whispered lament, more fable than fiction. Its world is small, but in that smallness, it conjures something timeless. The ache of being forgotten, the beauty of being seen. It speaks to the quiet child in all of us, the one who stood in the rain and hoped someone, somewhere, might notice. There are stumbles. The camera occasionally resists, and the gameplay never truly evolves beyond its central metaphor. But the tone is unwavering. Rain never loses its voice, even when it's little more than a sigh. In an industry so often enamored with noise, rain dares to whisper, and that whisper lingers. Yes, my dear ones, we do not grade the students here at Fright School, only the games, and this one haunts gently, and it passes with distinction. That's the bell, students. Our time is up. Close your notebooks and listen. If you hear footsteps behind you, but see no one there, offer them your name. Some stories only end when someone remembers.